Live right now on YouTube. Let's get live. My YouTubers, where we at? Are we excited for today? We're talking Beyonce, right? Queen Bey, right? We're talking some Beyonce. And if you guys don't know, today's video is about Beyonce and the ridiculousness that is this world that people are putting pressure on Beyonce to change lyrics and calling her ableist. And I want to have a serious discussion today about what it means to be ableist, what it means to be disabled, and what it means to be a successful student in a pre-med, guys. So we're going to have that conversation, and hopefully you guys get better through today's talk. If you are excited to be here, take a second, like the video. I am Dr. Pinesett, I am the study doc, and we are live action, guys. Let's hit this intro, and we'll get right into it. But stop making excuses, stop whining, stop, right? Get at it. No excuses, just dominate. Okay, we're back live. So, all right, who has listened to Beyonce's album? Let's first say that. Because Beyonce's album is fire. Fire. The first 11 songs, all hits. All like #1 hits. Amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why Beyonce is the best. Because the production value, people are talking about compared to Drake, but the production value, the moves, the sways, the lyrics, it's incredible. And after the release of her album, it's come out that she had actually changed some of the lyrics on her album because people were saying that she was discriminating, being an ableist, and she was making people feel bad with her lyrics. Now, the lyric in question was that she was referring to herself gonna spaz out, right? And have a great night. I'm gonna spaz out. And people came together and said, Beyonce, you're being ableist and you're hurting people's feelings with your words. Because there are people, get this now, who have diseases that include muscle spasms. And these disease sufferers don't deserve your ridicule by you saying you're spazzing out. You're making light of their condition. You're making them feel bad. And I'm like, oh gosh, that's such a far reach. I'm spazzing out to, people with muscular issues who have muscle spasms. I'm being negative to them. I'm hurting them in some way. And I bring this up, guys, and the real point of tonight's lecture is because for so many of us, guys, we live in this time of cancel culture, and we want to put ultimatums and we want to put labels on things, and things are just one thing. And what we got to understand is this world is complex, gosh darn it. And even on issues that we think that they're completely one-sided, there are a lot of complexities to everything. We live in a world of grays, not black and white. And so often we are so quick to assign things something. Oh, that's bad, that's terrible, that's no good, when people disagree with us. But for students, I think it's so important that we understand there's 2 key lessons for today. The first one is the reason it is terrible for you guys and your prospects of being a successful student if you are always like, no, get away from me with things that I disagree with, is because oftentimes the reason you aren't the student you want to be is because you haven't learned, right, the strategies you need to learn to be successful. You haven't developed the skills you need to have to be successful. You haven't developed those habits, those routines you need to be successful. And so the only way that you can change and become a successful person is to change, and to change means to do something different, right? And so someone's going to have to come to you with a message that's going to sound and like it's telling you you're doing something wrong. And I'll tell you guys a story. I had a student enrolled in my 5 Pillars Studying Less Getting Better Grades coaching program. And she came to a coaching session with me, and she explained to me her situation. She said, hey, Dr. Pinesett, I enrolled in your program because I'm not the student I want to be. I continually have W's on my transcript. I'm struggling in my classes. I've tried everything. I don't know what to do. And I said, okay, well, let's break down what you're doing. And she's like, okay, well, listen, I'm enrolled in 6 classes. I also work. I also do some other extracurriculars she was talking about she does. And she goes, yeah, and I find myself always dropping classes. And I said, well, wait, why are we taking 6 classes? And she's like, well, I have to take more classes to make up for the other classes I already dropped before. And I said, whoa, and you're right, Austin, the GOAT is here, right? You have to understand, I said, you're setting yourself up to repeat the old patterns. I said, you need to, like you said, you're not the student you want to be. So you've got to change. And I said, here's the first thing you do. Drop some of them classes. The second thing you do, drop your job, drop your extracurriculars until you are capable of surviving in the classroom. Once you're getting the A's, then you add on the work. Then you add on the extracurriculars. And I walked through and we talked about things she was doing studying. And I walked through and I said, listen, stop doing that. That's wrong. That's counterproductive. Do this instead. Do this instead. Do this instead. And then after the coaching session, she sent me this long email saying, hey, Dr. Pinesett, I want to let you know that you've offended me today because you made me feel like what I'm doing right now isn't good enough. And like I'm not good enough. I was like, huh? And she's like, I will no longer be attending your coaching sessions because you have hurt my feelings. I was like, whoa, this is the problem. And this is the issue we have, guys, when we reject things that are different from us. Because people can say words that may hurt your feelings, that may be hard to hear. Like, hey, listen, what you're doing right now isn't working. What you're doing isn't going to be successful. The way you're acting isn't success. You got to change. And it hurts sometimes to hear that we're not perfect, mommy's little perfect angels, right? It hurts to hear that everything we do isn't optimally right. And so I get a lot of flack, right? That's why my social media doesn't grow as it should for the greatness I'm putting out, because a lot of the things I say, if you just listen to them when you first hear them, they hurt, they sting, because I'm bringing you guys different perspectives. I'm challenging you guys to be better, to become your best. I'm challenging you to step up to yourself. And that challenging, you guys see it sometimes as it's an animosity. It's something where we're butting heads. I'm like, no. It's like your parents. I'm just telling you what you need to know. But it hurts because everyone else wants to tell you what you want to hear. And so it's so important, guys, in this world, we don't let people get us to a place where we can't even think differently. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? We talk about all this about inclusion, but I feel like today's society, as inclusive as it wants to be, it's actually not very inclusive. It's like trying to put everybody in one lane where it's like, oh no, you must believe this. You must think this. If you don't think this, if you don't feel this way, then you aren't with us. You're canceled. You're canceled. And that's so dangerous. And I love what Chappelle said. If you guys know, I'm a Dave Chappelle fan because he said it, and he said it was so true. It's his latest Netflix where he's accepting an award at a school where he went to art school at, and they said, they heard that he was going to be, the theater was going to be named after him. And the students protested because they said, he's anti-trans, anti-gay, all kinds of blah, blah, blah. And Chappelle came out and he said, hey, listen, when people tell you you can't say something, they're yelling to you can't say something, that means you need to say it even more. And often I get a lot of pushback from people who say that I am too negative. But guys, the world is not powder puffs and gumdrops and all that, right? Less than half of all candidates who apply to medical school get in. So if I don't tell you, hey, you're not in line to get into medical school, what good does my making you feel good on Monday do if you're rejected from medical school on Wednesday? We have to understand that. So I encourage all of you guys to put yourself around people, not who criticize you, not people who tear you down, but people who love you enough, who care enough about your success to tell you the cold, hard truth, even when it means you're going to dislike them for a little bit. And I start all my coaching, but students who ever been in my coaching, no, I start all my coaching and say, listen, I'm a self-proclaimed a-hole. I am here and I may hurt your feelings, but it's okay if your feelings are hurt if you succeed. I don't need you to love me. I need you to love yourself. I need you to be your best. You can hate me in the process, but as long as you're your best, we won the day. So if I make you uncomfortable, if I push you out of your comfort zone, it's okay if you're mad at me as long as you go out the comfort zone and you grow and you expand and you get closer to your goals. Because that's what we're here for, right? If you sign up for a program with me, you're there to get better. You're there to reach your goals. Why give me your money and sign up for my program if you're not going to get your goals? What are we doing? So I want you guys to understand that and have that concept to put people around you who love you enough to tell you, no, that's trash. You're better than that. You're more than that. I know you're capable of more. Squeeze it out, change it up, do better. Okay? That's the first lesson. The second lesson is the people who came out and said Beyonce is being ableist. If you guys are with me right now, if you got point one, if you feel what I'm saying, like the video right now, let me know you're here. We are live action on YouTube, guys. If you guys don't know, I'm Dr. Pinesett. I'm the Study Doc. I am live all the time on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You turn on live notifications. We have the Study Doc show on YouTube. We got the podcast over on any available podcast platform you're on. But we're always here trying to bring positivity, productivity to help you guys be better students, be better pre-meds. G-Shock says, you with me? All right, as long as you're with me. Good evening. What is this? Mobile keys. I can't read well. You know how it is, y'all, right? So that was point one. The second point to take away from this is people are labeling Beyonce an ableist and saying she's hurting people's feelings. She's putting people down. She's making people feel bad. What is the line I'm always saying to you guys? No excuses, just dominate. I have my shirt on today. You can't see it on my shirt, but it's no excuses, just dominate. It's how we end every single stream. And the reason I say no excuses, just dominate to you is because we live in a world where people long for excuses. We live in a world where people will give you excuses. I kid you not, guys. It's so many people have such a limited view of themselves and their potential and what is possible. They can't fathom your goals. When you say, I'm gonna go to medical school, I'm gonna be the first in my family to go there. When I said it to some people around me, I was like, hey, listen, I'm gonna go to medical school. I'm like, you're gonna go to medical school? You? What are you talking about? You're just a jock. Oh, you? No. You? You don't have any parents. Neither one of your parents graduated college. You ain't. And people would say crazy stuff to me like that. And it's so important that you guys throughout your career are going to have people who can't understand what you're saying, who can't conceive of you reaching your goals. And what they're going to do to help you fail, to help you live right up to expectations and not exceed expectations, is they're going to serve you up excuses, roadblocks, obstacles. They're going to put doubt in your mind as to why you can't be successful. We call them haters, right? Doubters, whatever you want to say. Your path to success is going to be riddled with people who want to throw rocks at you as you try to be better, as you try to do more. People are always going to be trying to tear you down. Why? Because you striving makes them feel bad, makes them feel lazy for their lack of hustle, for their lack of drive, for their lack of system. I don't care if I fail. I'm going to go. I'm going to dive full-headed into doing this. You make them feel bad. So they're going to always put obstacles in your way, right? You guys have heard about my freshman counselor, right? Telling me after I had a terrible freshman year that I would never get into medical school, that I probably wouldn't even graduate if I stayed in sciences, that I need to change my major and go to African American studies, right? You're always going to have, how many of you guys have people in your lives like that? How many of you guys have had a counselor tell you you don't have what it takes to be successful? How many of you guys have had a parent, right? Have had a girlfriend, a boyfriend, have had a friend, someone tell you you don't have what it takes to get there. You're always going to have that happen. But, right, and you guys see Brent on here, the real student mentor. Make sure you guys follow Brent, the real student mentor. Make sure you guys understand. We were having this conversation. We had lunch together. Me and Brent had lunch together on Saturday. And we were talking about how for so many of you guys students, you are so used to hearing all the excuses from people why you can't be successful that you start repeating them to yourself. You start becoming your own internal hater where you're repeating that rhetoric that people give to you. And it's so important because there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be negativity, and you're always going to have self-doubt. It's so important. It's like we talked about on last week's, 2 weeks ago, we talked about self-doubt. Check out that live stream on YouTube if you haven't seen it already. It's so important that you fortify yourself from the hatred. Fortify yourself from the negativity. Fortify yourself from the belief that failure is final and that difficulty is bad. Understanding that you can overcome, understanding that you are capable is the key. And we have to develop a tough skin. Because if you don't develop a tough skin and all you want to do is silence people who hurt your feelings, you'll never get there. Because there's always be some negative Nancy, some Debbie Downer who's going to come, right? I call him an energy vampire. There's going to be somebody who's going to come and try to take your dream from you. And if you want that dream to ever come true, guys, it's so important right now you develop alligator skin. Tough skin that cannot be penetrated by mere words. Does everybody understand what I'm saying right now? If Beyonce calling herself a spaz hurts your feelings, come on now. Right? If someone calling you black or the N-word hurts your feelings and makes you quit on your dream right now, come on. You think I haven't been called the N-word? Black this? A porch monkey was my favorite one. When someone called me a porch monkey, I was like, wow, that's strong, a porch monkey. Do you think if I didn't fortify myself, all those words would have stopped me from becoming who I am? We've got to work through that because you can't silence everybody. And we've got to stop as a society trying to sugarcoat everything for everybody and oh, it's the feelings. Oh, you're an ableist. No, I'm a realist. And I'm telling you that you have differences. We are different as people. And if you want to be successful as someone who's disadvantaged, who's different, who's disabled, the very first step, guys, don't let anybody tell you anything different. The very first step is to embrace the fact that you are disabled, that you are disadvantaged, that you are different, that you are not the same as everybody else. I did that. My students do that. Because when you do that and you recognize, shoot, I ain't them, I'm me, it gives you the opportunity then to formulate unique solutions to your difficulties, to your circumstance, and that is how you get to the goal. If I know I got 1 foot and you got 2 feet, I'm not racing you on foot. I'm getting myself on a motorcycle, right? I'm developing some wings and I'm flying there. I'm not going to try to foot race you. But if I sit here and act like we the same, I'm going to lose the foot race. You got to lean in to what makes you different and you'll accelerate. And I can tell you guys, right? I started college. I didn't have the academic skills to succeed. I was terrible, guys. I was terrible. It was terrible, right? I was the world's slowest, worst reader in the world. My reading comprehension was terrible. My reading speed was awful. I hated to read it. I dreaded to read. I had to recognize that was a weakness for me, that was a problem for me, that I didn't have the academic skills to do what their students were doing. I had to recognize that lecture was a struggle because I was always like, gosh, this is so boring. They're talking so fast. I had to recognize these things because then it allowed me to say, okay, that's a problem. Now what's the solution? And I learned to read better than everybody around. That's why I teach my students now. I learned that lecture wasn't for me, but if I wasn't going to lecture, put myself in position by pre-reading, by having my notes available, by reviewing right after lecture in an effective way to concretize and make my notes concise to make it high-level learning. So I put in systems that allowed me to attack directly my differences, but the first step is I had to acknowledge that's different so that I can work differently. Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody understand what I'm saying right now? So I guess there's 3 points we're taking home. The first point is to recognize, guys, please, I need us all to recognize that we can't live in silos where all we're looking for is people to echo what we feel. You should seek out people who challenge you, who think differently than you, because they're going to expand you, they're going to grow you, they're going to push you beyond what you think right now is possible. The second thing is we have to stop allowing other people's words to stop us in our tracks. I see all these channels that push this rhetoric out, right? I see Project Diversify Medicine just hopped on here and joined the stream. This is one of those channels, and I guess I like what she does, but there's a lot of push towards, oh, this is a problem, this is a problem, this is a problem, disadvantaged students, blah, blah, blah. We can't worry about the system. We got to worry about changing ourselves and bettering ourselves and informing ourselves and rising up as the individual students of color. Because the medical schools ain't changing nothing. So we've got to recognize that and say, nah, I don't care about any of those excuses. I don't care about any of those blocks. I am going to not let them stop me. I'm going to rise above. I'm going to do more. I'm going to be unstoppable. That's what we got to do. Yes? The third thing is once we now fortify ourselves, we then must take it on ourselves to say, you know what? Even though I am different, even though I am not the same as them, even though they are more than me right now, I can be more than them if I get to work. And I recognize my differences and I find the right solutions and I start working them and you'll get there. Does that make sense to everybody? We got to become unstoppable. We got to become unrejectable. Do you guys know what I'm saying? That was my objective. When I went to medical school, when I was a pre-med, I told myself, I said, you know what? Because they all think I can't be here. They all think I don't deserve to be here. They all think whatever. I'm going to be so great that they can't deny me. That they, you got nothing to say. You got nothing to say because I'm that great. My excellence speaks for itself. I can sit here with my arms folded and you see the greatness coming out my pores into your face. You recognize what's happening. You recognize the greatness. That's what we're striving for, guys. Not falling to the excuses, not being less than, not letting people's words keep us out. Because if we let their words, who wins when you let people's words keep you out of where you need to go and where you want to go? When you don't feel accepted in medical school so you don't apply or you drop out or whatever. Who, right? When you don't go get your college degree because you looked around and nobody looked like you, and who wins? They win. And if they win, they're going to keep on winning. They're going to stay in control. You got to win. If you want to change things, you got to win. All right? So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. It's Dr. Pinesett here, The Study Doc. I'm live all the time on my YouTube channel. If you're not already, subscribe, turn on live notifications. If you're here with me right now and you're enjoying this, like this video. Take a second to share this YouTube video with somebody who needs a message today, who needs some positivity, who needs to get rid of their negativity and fortify themselves against what's coming at them, the hatred that's coming at them. Okay? The third thing I want you guys to do is take a second, comment in the box, commit to yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to fortify myself. I'm not going to let words, because words hurt, but they shouldn't stop you. Make the commitment that you're not going to let words stop you, guys. That you're going to win. You're going to dominate. Okay? Make that commitment to yourself. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys have a question, if you guys need help, right? I'm always here to help you guys, coach you guys. You can get to my website. The link is in my bio, right? The link is in the description below in this YouTube video right now. You can go to my website, thestudydoc.com. I have a page on there. It's Ask Dr. Pinesett. You can leave me a voicemail. I will listen to your voicemail, and I will send you back a detailed response as part of the Study Doc show, guys, because I'm here to help you guys get better. So this is totally free. The opportunity to ask me any questions, whatever you guys have, okay? So get to my website, check that out. In the meantime, y'all, thank you so much. We're back tomorrow with a new video for you guys, so I hope to see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Later, guys. That's it for another episode of the Study Doc Show. Show your love by smashing the like button and commenting in the box below. Today is the day, guys. No more excuses, no more complaining. You're going to take your future into your own hands. You're going to dominate. You're going to be successful. I challenge you. What are you going to do today to make your life better? Get to my website, thestudydoc.com. Grab a free ebook. Sign up for a free webinar. And if you're really ready to transform, enroll in one of my life-changing courses or coaching programs. You have greatness inside you. Let me show you how to unlock it so you can dominate and make your dreams a reality. No excuses, just dominate.